Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back to MTsB channel, MTsB Choice. Hello everyone and listeners, welcome back to our today's podcast with me and my friends. And our topic today is we will gonna talk about the serious topic that deserve discuss with lot. So our topic today is what the brief predictions on 2030.
But before we discuss that,
If you forgot about us, we will introduce ourselves. So my name is Miftakhul Falah and this is my partner.
my name is Putra Cakra
And we are from 8.3. As I said before, we're gonna talk about the serious topic about the brief predictions on 2030. So these predictions on 2030 have the any factors and the problems that be the basic on the predictions on the 2030. And for the predictions for the 2030 have the support is from the data that on the World Economic Forum, that the organization that participated by the important peoples from the top CEOs, economic expertise, and the most famous is the Klaus Schwab, that globalist. And the Klaus Schwab have the statement that on the 2030 he predicted you will own nothing and you will be happy. So Cakra, I will gonna ask you a question. So what does it meaning about the Klaus Schwab statements?
So if we want to talk about the Klaus statement, it is of the statement if you have nothing, you will be happy. This statement can be connected about to predict in Indonesia in 2030, because in the 2030 most of it is by helping of AI. Because as we all know, AI in this today era have been growing rapidly in this era. Like you can see, there is ChatGPT, DeepSeek that have been growing rapidly or have been developing very fast in the past 1 year. Only 1 year it only takes to make this AI have been powerful enough to help many people, students, and many jobs. And in the 2030, it will be difficult if we want to have the conventional life, because that AI have been connected to our life. Because of that, we are hard to be a conventional lifestyle, and also we are forced to follow the development of AI that growing rapidly every year and every month. Because of that, we need to follow that every year in order we can be living with easier with the helping of an AI. And also because of that, it can make us, there is some things that bad, it can help us to or make us to score in the media social very frequency, because AI can read your searching history, what you like, what your video that you like, and AI will give the video around your FYP maybe in the TikTok or Instagram that make you want to stay in the social media as long as possible. Because of that, we probably can be addicted to social media, but we can prevent it with doing some actually activity like helping your family or something like that. But there's something that AI can do that very help us. That is, AI can help us in doing searching. So when we do searching, AI will give the information that have personality with us. So if we want to look for the information about nasi goreng, for maybe the AI will give the algorithm the nasi goreng according to your algorithm, what may be the type of nasi goreng that would you like, or what the recipe that you have, only maybe from the Chinese cuisine or maybe the Indonesian cuisine. They will give you according to your algorithm. They will give you, and with that you will get happy although you have nothing. And with that, you are accidentally proof that the Klaus statement might be true, because the Klaus statement is if you got nothing, you still will be happy. And also it is because with the helping of the AI, you will get happy, because in the 2030 you will get help so much by AI, so you still be happy although you don't have much nothing about it. I think might Falah, the Klaus statement could be true or might be true.
Okay, clear enough. I think I will add the information from the Klaus Schwab statement. So from the AI, I think it's right. Oh, I will add it in the economic trends or the activities. In the economic trends, that availability of the rent system from our properties, household appliances, and others that make the rent system appearing. And also for this economic trends rent system, it is you will own nothing and you will be happy. It is refer on the communism concept that every properties and everything that owned together or own collective. And for the economic trend that rent system, it is the activities of economy that have the properties or household appliances that from the industries or companies that have idea for by the properties that for not equipped on for not use it by but for the renting system and rent and invested to the someone that might be profitable for the industries or companies. And also that make sure that the close swap have the statements you will own nothing and you will be happy, because the pressure of the society that have the renting system in a paid whole of month, years, and every single times. And also that in the second case, in the predictions on 2030, there are opinions that talk about the CBDC, that central bank digital currencies, that it is talk about the transaction activities that managing and organizing from the CBDC and give the negative impacts that we will not have the private finance, and our access of the individualism might be blocked by the CBDC if we violated the rules or disobey the rules of the CBDC and the government. And Cakra, did you know that all we explained is the called the Great Reset?
Oh, it's Great Reset. You still don't know about it? I don't know. So if you doesn't know, is if the Great Reset is one of the topics that have been trending lately because it have so much effect or impact to the world until it's have been information that have big impact to the world, not only in some few country but around the world, because this is connecting into the economy, military, and also in the technology itself. So for the simple explanation, the Great Reset is the US will offer and cannot control over the world again. And for the further information is America have many countries that want to compete. Because of that, America could not have all these countries at once. So for the example, China is making a chip or processor that have been better than America, because in the 2024, America have made the processor or a chip that's very important in technology like AI or computer, and US have made it very good, very fast, and also it of very high quality, and China could remake it or make the same as like the US one. Because of that, China want to compete it, and only in 1 year gap, only in 1 year, China have been done make the same chip or the processor same like and have been like the US. Only 1 year, and they make it even better than the US have. Not only in technology itself, but also in the economic. So there is this association called BRICS. So BRICS is like the association for many countries that accept that they not or will not using the US dollar anymore, because if they use the dollar again, they means that they are stronger the US dollar currency. They means that they make the US stronger. Because of that, they agreed to do something that they will not use the US dollar again. Instead, they use their own currency. So BRICS association is consists of a lot of countries, but one of them is Brazil and also Russia. So for the example, Brazil and Russia gonna do some trade. They not use dollar, but they use rubles. Rubles is one the Russia currency. So they use other country in the BRICS association as a currency. In order, they make their country in the association BRICS is getting stronger every time they do trade, and this thing is make thing very good. And also it make the US will be over because the US currency is not as stronger as before. So yeah, this Great Reset is have been the big impact or the big news, because it changed all over the world, from the economy, from the medic itself, and other things.
Okay, that's true. The simplified is the domination of US will be ended due to the developing of economy of the countries, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because many countries have been competed, and all of them have been successful to defeat America, maybe in technology or military.
Okay, for the predictions that we have discussed in two predictions from eight predictions, there are also the six other predictions that talk about that there are a global price on carbon and the functions of hospital will get done and we will eat less of meats. And then today's Syrian refugees to be as leader 2030 CEOs and the values that build the West will have been tested to breaking the points. And also the last is by the 2030s, the people that get ready and prepared for move towards the red planets. But from the other predictions, there are also the interesting predictions from the Indonesia that at a race Indonesia will reach top of bonus demography. Is it?
Yes, it is true because there is some data that showing that Indonesia could be the developing country in the 2030. Not only that, the many people in the Indonesia have many young people that almost and have done reaching the age of the product or we call it productive age Indonesia. So there is a lot of youth in Indonesia that could be helping us to be the developing country in the 2030.
Okay, that's it. When we see this future on the Indonesia that have the big impact and big effect for the Indonesia that Indonesia have the total of bonus demography around the 53.1% and for the economic progress of the country of the Indonesia that around of the 5.424 trillion US dollars on the data on PVC. Is that true?
Yes, exactly. Because Indonesia could be the on developing country in the 2030. Also, in the data says Indonesia could be in the top 5, but it could be true or could be confirmed because in the data that have been certified by data center, if Indonesia could be achieving the number 4, the in the data number 4 is bigger than before, and also the economic is maybe around the 10.1 trillion US dollar.
Okay. Okay, I'm agree that yes, I close it. So might be the top Indonesia or top or 4 or 5, isn't it?
Yeah, so if we look from the data, it may be 4 or 5, but if we want to change that, maybe go to from the top 3, actually we can, but we need to do something big in order we can be in the top 3, but I think top 4 and top 5 is not quite bad.
Yeah, I'm agreed with your opinion. The Indonesia will be developing in the 2030 with top 4 or 5 or maybe with the top 3 on the economy and for the top reach of total bonus demography. And for the our motivation on the 2030, we have to doing in the case from 2030 that there are any case from the 2030 that close swap statements from there are renting system and also the CBDC. And for the rent system, we can overcome it with we do the renting system to another someone and we can invest it to the that might be the society and the needed people that need our properties that can be the factors for our rent system can be more cheap and our cost will be changing and will be decreasing our cost that might be cheap or affordable for us. And that it is the name, it is the replied cost that can changing our paid to the companies or industries. And for the CBDC, central bank digital currencies, we can overcome from the private finance with applying the security digitalist in our transaction activities because it is a digitalist economy that we have to doing the security digitalist. And for the accessing individualism, that it is the two problem on the CBDC that have to be managing the transaction activities and can be looked by the government that looking our accessing individualism. And if we violated our obey our rules from the CBDC and the government will get accessing of individualism will get blocked. And for the way to overcoming it, we have to doing the most activities that society doing, like we obey the rule of the CBDC and from the government that can keep away from our kids to get the accessing of individualism club. And from the AI that you discussing it, how can Cakra we overcoming it?
So before we are overcoming a problem, we need to see the problem was. So the problem was many people couldn't be focused on using social media or internet because sometimes when people using social media, they couldn't focus. So for the example, you opening your TikTok or Instagram to looking for something. Yeah, if you want to look for something and you couldn't focus, and because of that you search something else, maybe some your dream car or your dream motorcycle. Because of that you couldn't focus. So the one of the solution is we need to be focused. So when you want to learn something, for example you want to learn cooking, when you search in the internet you must look at the internet to what recipe that you want to learn, not other things except learning how to cook. Because of that we can be focused and we can be learning it as fast as possible and not be searching for some other things else. So the key of your problem or this problem is to be wisely at using the internet or social media.
Okay, maybe that's all from our discussion. So thank you for your attention. Thanks for joining us on MTsB podcast. If you like on this episode, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and leave a review. Cut your own prediction, send them in a like to feature them in a future episode. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.